somewhere.
It doesn't matter where you put it. I guess to just go over what we did last time, we all kind of just skimmed the report that's already there, and then we wrote our little sections. The only thing I was going to say that I noticed about the proposal was that in the first section, it seems like you're using the sentence, like the first sentence of that paragraph, to answer the header.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that you necessarily should do that, because it's just like saying what the paragraph is about. It's not necessarily that the paragraph is used to answer the question. It's just saying like what it's going to be about. So if that could be changed to be like standalone, so you would understand it without the header.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think that it looks really good. Do you guys have anything else to say about the proposal? Do you like the design? How do you feel about it?
I like it.
Okay. I don't really have much to add. I'm not sure if the bar that's underneath the title is necessary. I guess it's good for him to like know who all is in the group, but I don't know if it's necessary, so hopefully it's fine like that.
It was just kind of there.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the template, so I don't know if you'll really like
docket for that, or
I don't know.
I don't know. It was because that first sentence is just answering why the study was conducted. So, how should I change this?
How to change it?
What do you want the goal of the sentence to be?
I mean, it's just like the header says, talking about why the study was conducted. So, looking at the first page of the report, it said at the request of Congress, they were beginning to work to examine the issues that nonprofits are facing. So I would say maybe change it to be like
at the request of Congress.
Yeah, at the request of Congress.
Yeah.
GAO began an investigation into X, Y, and Z about the state of nonprofits in America, something like that. Oh, I completely forgot that we needed a conclusion paragraph. Oops. What did I just do? Sorry. Does anyone know how to get rid of that big space at the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
I would like. I kind of did.
No.
Okay.
Like at the bottom.
Like underneath conclusion.
Like right there. Yeah.
Between conclusion and the previous paragraph.
Yeah. I don't know why it
Last time I just
pasted
like.
in like that.
I had that problem with doing my paragraph.
Oh.
I had to delete like a chunk. It was weird.
It is kind of weird because it's not quite the size of a normal piece of paper. It's like longer, and I don't know how to fix that. I guess we could make it 2 pages. So let me. What did Magic Switch?
Wait.
I don't know.
Boop. There we go.
Oh, how did you do that?
By adding, tabbing down.
Okay. Nice.
So that pushed it up. So now there's space for a conclusion. Because it was basically the last line. So adding lines pushes it up.
Oops.
Wrong font.
See, I'm gonna do what I did last time and copy, paste in here. Okay. The work being done by-
Oh, that's changed to that.
Mhm.
You got a typo.
No, thank you. Mm. Something like that. Maybe it can get more specific. Maybe this is enough. I don't know. It's not letting me add a comma there. Mm. For challenges facing the nonprofit sector, I think on the website I saw something about how volunteer volunteer numbers have been going down. So that might be something to mention. Because on the key insights it says number of donors. Okay, number of donors, not number of volunteers, decreased. But it also mentions that 20% of nonprofit workers struggled to afford basic necessities in 2021. So that might also maybe be something that should be addressed.
Is that on the document or the actual website?
It was on the website, the independent sector website. Donors went down. Yeah. There also seems to be a difference between like.
Oh, I found it. It's also on the document. Donors, the year-over-year change is negative 3.8%.
Yeah, I think donors refers to people that are actually giving money.
And then the dollars in the year-over-year is down 0.7%.
Dollars increase or
Decrease,
dollars decrease, and then inflation also makes the value
less.
And then it doesn't really mention, I think, anything about volunteers. I think mostly this report focuses
retention.
I think it focuses on people that are actually like salaried to work there. So we might also want to talk about volunteers when we go into like the actual report, because I can't remember if they talk about volunteers.
Well, currently, this figure they have is saying retention. The year-over-year change is up 1.3%.
For good or for bad?
For good.
Okay.
But what do you mean by retention? Is that saying more people are coming into the field and staying in the field, or is that just more people are staying in the field than last year?
I think it's just more people are staying in, which I think is really interesting because it says that not as many people can afford basic necessities. So I'm like,
why are you staying there?
Why are they staying? Which I don't know. Maybe it's just like executives are retaining more easily than like the basic workers, but I feel like that's kind of maybe something interesting to look into. I think it's interesting that in the key insights it says the public trust for nonprofits has gone down, because I feel like there've been like news stories in the last 10 years about like nonprofits that actually had people siphoning money from them.
Yes.
So
yeah, the trust in the nonprofit sector is down. We can probably find research on that really easily.
Yeah, for sure.
And that would probably be really good to add overall, in my opinion, because that's a big problem they face.
Yeah.
As well as rising inflation and less donors. Those are major problems. Now, I'm not sure what they would be facing in terms of tax code, because there was a little bit of tax code previously that they were facing.
Yeah. I don't know anything about taxes.
Because it was the 501c3 and C4
Yeah.
that they were talking about, so.
Yeah, I like the idea of adding that, but I don't think it would be like the new section.
Yeah, it'd be an update to the old section.
Yeah, so I was thinking maybe for the new section, we do a few pages on effective ways to like encourage participation in nonprofits, or just like ways to combat the challenges that are listed in the section that's already there.
Yeah. It definitely, we can easily get those 6 pages purely just from the inflation, donors down stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
have
pretty
to add
easy.
the new section, so.
Yeah, because those are the new problems being faced. Whereas some of the other problems might not necessarily be being faced anymore.
Yeah. What we talked about last time, but I kind of forgot to mention, was that we were maybe going to take like 4 pages each and then like update the research that was done, since all of it is outdated. So if this looks okay, Jenna's going to do the first 3, Steven's going to do the second group of 3, I'm going to do the third group of 3, and then you can do the fourth group of 3.
Okay.
So then I guess once we like finish updating everything, then we can move on to like adding the new section. Yeah. Does anyone have any like ideas yet for how to style this thing? Or should we leave that until we have like the content finished?
Yeah, content first, edits and stylization later. Because
So then we don't have to keep doing it over and over again
Yeah,
as we add
that's
more.
fair.
and it makes it uniform at the end because we have one style, not 4 people working on it and trying to
Right.
make their own style.
Right. I like the idea of adding pictures because there are 0 pictures in this. There are a few graphs and they don't have color in them. So I definitely think
Yeah.
that colors.
Yeah, there's no
We
color
need,
anywhere.
we
so-
need to add color to this.
I also don't like how like the text will take up literally only half the page.
It's got weird spacing too.
And the
that
margins
weird
are
thing
just,
on the
ugh.
left.
Yeah.
It's very
exactly.
2007 tax code
Yes.
It probably is.
Yes.
look. Yeah, that is like basic legalese right there.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Although if we get rid of the space on the left, that'll probably make the whole thing a little shorter.
Little
so we'll have to
shorter,
add
yeah.
more pages.
That is true.
Could work.
Yeah. It depends on what research we find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just work on just updating it first and then we'll add stuff to it.
Yeah. I think that's probably like the best thing we can do right now. And then I guess over the weekend, if you look over the proposal again and see if there's anything that needs to be changed, I probably won't submit until Sunday, just to give us another chance to look over it 1 or 2 more times.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess we can use the rest of the time to
Do some
do
research.
research and fix what's there. What I'm thinking,
Well,
since we can't edit this document directly, or we can
Can you
Open
like
open it
copy
in
and
Google Docs. That sounds like it's gonna be really bad. I don't think it'll.
I mean, we could just copy paste the
Yeah,
text
we
into
could
Canva.
I think it'd be better to edit in Google Docs and then work with Canva after when
Yeah.
you start stylizing.
Probably. Because we can at least get the grunt work done.
Yeah.
Because this is no longer a 1-page document.
Yep.
I pray for those poor souls who picked 40-page documents.
Yep. That's actually insane though. Imagine if the data was this old too.
What was the newest data inside this document? 2007? That's 17 years old.
Ugh.
At a minimum.
Ugh.
And page numbers are based off of like the reader, not the actual pages.
The actual pages on
Okay.
the PDF. Yeah.
Yeah. And the oldest ARC research can be is 2019.
Yeah.
Because he has a 5-year.
But luckily for us, there is a lot of new data. Like that page that I sent you guys, there's so much new stuff on
Mhm.
it. And I'm sure that there's a lot of other ones that have new stuff as well.
Sorry, on page 10, so I just start with this one because this is still part of the paragraph on that other page.
You could maybe start.
Because the other paragraph is like that big.
I can, since that's the end of mine, I can just finish off with that little chunk right there.
I'm going to pull this to the page. Where is it? How many I got? Okay. Page 4. What page did we start on to start divvying up? Page 1 on the non-reader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So I'm starting.
Yeah, don't touch the title page because we'll just work on that together.
Okay. Is there a shared document where we're putting information yet, or?
I think maybe we could do that after we
Yeah.
edit it, so then we can take a look at it as a whole. But not yet.
Wait, what are we editing?
The stuff that's already in the doc.
Which document?
The report.
I think he's asking, is there a document that we're
We-
all editing
Oh.
cohesively? Or
That's
what I
doing
was
it on
asking,
our
yeah.
own?
I was doing it on my own.
Okay.
And I was thinking we could just merge it after, because it'll be probably easier for you to focus
Mhm.
on if only your stuff is
There.
there. Yeah, and then once it's all together, we can look at it as a whole.
I'm just gonna make a Google Doc and get
That's
the
what
information
I was
on a
doing. I was
page.
copying, pasting into a Google Doc.
Gross Times New Roman. That's page.
Are we gonna edit the graphs too, or are we gonna wait and do that as a
I
team?
think maybe as a team we can.
I think just get numbers on a page
Yeah.
and then later go and do graphs, charts, pictures, that kind of stuff. Because then we can cohesively make a style for those with
Yeah.
the correct colors and all that, and then we don't have to double back and edit them. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
What?
I found Bureau of Labor Statistics 2022, the worked in the nonprofit organization area was 6.5%. So workers are definitely down from 2007.
That makes sense. People are also just working more as a result of inflation, so it leaves less time to volunteer on stuff, so. Wish there was an easier way to know where they were getting the data from.
Oh, that's a better statistic from the Bureau of Labor. Okay, sweet.
I think something important for the challenges section when we get to it is something from the National Council of Nonprofits. It says that if the White House had cut the support that they were giving to nonprofits in the U.S., it would have required 15 of the largest foundations in the country to cash out all their assets and permanently close their doors.
Wait, can you restate that? I came in halfway through.
Yeah, so it says that if the government were to cut the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which I think provides like food for kids in public schools, like at lunch, if they were to cut that program, it would require 15 of the largest foundations in the company to cash out all their assets and permanently close their doors. So that's like just one program that's funded by the government. So it's like we have to really emphasize that it's essential to maintain government funding for nonprofits.
It's been updated. We'll underline that. Wow. Okay, so I just found this. For over a century, blah blah blah. The tax-exempt nonprofit economy has now comprises 15% of the GDP and spans more than 1.8 million organizations,
Cool.
compared to the around 10 to 12% in 2002 of GDP and 8 trillion in assets.
Whoa.
And this is at the latest in 2019, so it barely fits in our timeline.
Yeah, I also have one that I'm using from 2019.
It's like I'm either finding 2022, 3-ish, and 2019.
Yep.
Well,
The
a lot
COVID
of
years.
the data was thrown off by that, so.
Yep. COVID years threw some stuff out the window.
This is really funny. On one of the websites, it qualifies small giving as amounts of 10,000 or less. I was like, small giving is like
Less than
$5.
exactly. In 2019, the nonprofit sector that is tax exempt pocketed more than 238 billion in net income. What is this?
Okay, are you guys ready to?
To leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.